or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh.
Welcome to episode 24, week 24 of the Ain't Life Funny podcast. What's up, Aaron?
What's good, Matt? Me calling you from the bat cave here.
Yeah, dude. We've been having some technical difficulties today, but we figured it out, I think, at least enough to get an episode out. So welcome this week. First of all, I just have to say, crazy, we're 24 episodes in, but we're almost to a half a year doing this, which is awesome, but also kind of fucked up because we started doing this because the pandemic started. So the fact that we're still doing this in the midst of a pandemic.
Well, I actually have a pandemic update for today. My boss job is like, people said they was feeling sick, man, and showing flu symptom signs, so we just going to shut the office down for 2 weeks. Everybody got to work from home. So tomorrow I work from home. But you realize I just started this job exactly a week and a half ago. So I'm not even really trained on shit. I'm just going to be sitting here doing busy work for the next 2 weeks, just typing on my.
Right now I sit around pretending that I'm busy.
How do you pull that off?
I always look annoyed. Well, when you look annoyed all the time, people think that you're busy. Think about it.
He looks very busy.
I know what I'm doing.
My computer. It's I don't give a fuck. I'm taking your money. I mean, today, dude, the other guy that's got hired with me comes over to me and he's like, hey, man, you know what we're supposed to be doing right now? Shit, I was like, bruh. I was like, I'm over here literally not doing shit. I was like, I just took a nap. I was like, and I just looked at my phone. I've been looking at my phone for the last 30 minutes. He's like, yeah, I finished everything they told us to do. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. I was like,
Yeah, right. Don't work too fast. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's what I told him. I was like, you didn't realize they don't have anything for us to do, dude. Because last week I did the same thing. I completed all the assignments and they was just like, oh, damn, that was quick. Just sit here for a minute. We'll figure something for you to do. I was like, yeah, these motherfuckers. I was like, I ain't doing nothing else fast around here. So I just be literally, I'll do something every 5 minutes. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll do this.
Eventually you get to that. In any office job, you have to get to that point because otherwise they're just going to keep increasing your workload. So it's either it's like a self-preservation tactic. But I definitely, because, you lived with me for a while when I was doing it, but I use temp jobs in LA especially just to get by. So
right.
Doing that and working fast is not a great look when you're in a temp job. You'd think it would be oh, they're going to give me a job after this. No, you're done with the job that's temporary, and then you have no job. So
it's oh, we literally just needed you to throw all the paper in the trash can right next to there.
I remember one time, dude, I used to get in some just weird ass jobs in LA because like I said, I was just at the behest of this temp agency. And I remember one time this was early on in LA. And I was desperate for money. So this temp agency's like, hey, we got a job in Beverly Hills at Wells Fargo. And I didn't even listen to what they said it was. I was just yep. And they put me in, I go there. I have to dress with whatever the best clothes I had at the time, which was not good clothes. I mean, I was sleeping on a couch. And I get there, and this is probably, it's holiday season, which in business is the end of October and right before November really gets kicking. And I go in, and this lady who, looked like some sort of supermodel, Middle Eastern supermodel chick is oh, hey, come in. And she gave me this water, this bottled water that I swear it was, I think it was in a glass bottle. It was one of those corked bottles that sometimes you get at fancy restaurants, but a small one of those. I'm not even joking. This was crazy. So I'm oh, fucking yeah, this is great. So I get in there. They put me in a room with all these fucking postage boxes and these what I thought were glass cases, basically that type of shape of a whatever. And the job was we have all these like high-end people who are clients at this bank internationally, and we send out Christmas presents to all them to say thank you for doing business with us. So you just have to stuff all these things in a box and get all the address put on these, and that's it. But when I say these, it was like 800
Right.
to do. So I start doing it, do it quick as fuck. But literally, they just have some rando guy from a temp agency in the middle of this high security, high ass luxury building in the room by myself. No suit. I could have just taken. They were like, it wasn't glasses. It was like a watch, dude, like a wrist. So I was like sitting there, like, I mean, I don't know how expensive these are, but they just had me in a room full of wristwatches to send out. I was like, what's to stop me from just leaving? Like pulling a Joey Diaz and stuffing my pockets with all these watches and just fucking off. But yeah, dude, I went off on a temp agency rant there, but definitely weird.
I always was afraid to do temp jobs because I feel like with my luck, I'm gonna be that dude that, just gets hired by somebody who was like, oh, I'll just hire a temp agency, you know what I'm saying? And like you get there and it's like just at somebody's house and it's like, well, you see, I have this thing called equididymitis. So basically, I need somebody to rub this lotion on my booty for like 30 hours every week. You think you can help me out, son?
I don't know if somebody like that could get a temp. That's like a Craigslist job.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I just feel like I'd be the one to get that type of job. But like, I mean, I've done that shit too, bro. Like my job in Atlanta, we used to have like you would do paperwork where you ride buses and trains and like take surveys with people, but they would just let that shit pile up in the office for like months at a time, and they never put it in the computer. So my boss knew I was like smart and shit. Was like, hey, just put this stuff in the computer. We'll give you some extra hours and stuff. Man, I did all that shit in like a week, bro, on some dumbass shit. So like I was done and my boss like, oh, yeah, like, it's just really slow right now. We were trying to give you some more hours. We didn't think you was going to get done that quick. I was like, motherfucker. Yeah, man, my mom looked at me. She was like, yeah, don't you ever work yourself out no job. He's like, next time, go in there, you take all the time in the world. So the next time I did it, they brought somebody else in there with me. He was all hyped and like, oh, yeah, man, we could do this shit. I was like, oh, come here. I took him in the bathroom. I was like, yo. I said, this shit might have had to take us 3 weeks, though. I was like, you trying to get paid? I was like, just sit over there and don't do shit. Listen to your music. And he was looking at me like, for real? I was like, yes, bro. I was like, I'm telling you, last time I did this and they told me I did it too fast. I was like, when you ever had a job tell you to slow down? I was like, so it was like one box between me and him.
They'll go, hey. Exactly. Hey, go down in the basement and sweep now instead of doing this.
Right.
Shit. It's like, fuck.
Exactly. That's all I was like, yeah, never again, dude. Same thing with my job now. It's like, oh, y'all want me to do this shit tomorrow? Like, they literally just have me, like, taking shit from one site that's already there and putting it on a spreadsheet tomorrow for the whole day. That's what I'm supposed to do.
That's what you got to do, like, bro. Okay. This job I got now,
like, okay.
The first thing I did, they were like, we have a catalog. It's just a physical catalog. Take all this information, put it on an Excel spreadsheet. That took like weeks because they didn't have it organized. And I did that well, but I did it, I even like did that a little too fast. But I mean, that's a different thing. Like if you're doing something where you're trying to keep the job, I try to do it fast. But then, like I said, you got to find that fine line after a while where you're like, yeah, time to make these people think this is the max effort.
Well,
this is 100%.
We never talked about this when it like first happened, and I felt like we should have brought it up. But just imagine in the future when Elon Musk puts a chip into your head, and then you have to sit there and do that same thing in your mind now, where it's just like a spreadsheet in your left eyeball and a motherfucking document in your right. You're just sitting there going,
no, what's fucked up is you're going to be doing it physically still, and then if you're not doing it fast enough, you're going to get a pop-up message in front of your eyes. It's from that chip that's like, hey, why are you not working fast? Like, what's going on from your boss or some shit?
Well, I just saw they were putting cameras in our fucking office so that they can see your computer screen while you're working. I'm like, motherfuckers. It's like, don't worry. I won't be doing shit on my computer screen. I'm going to be on my phone all day, though. Like,
I remember they said they were going to do that at International Checkout when I worked there. Greatest fuck off job of all time that we've covered in the past. But I remember when they said that, I was like, nope, looks like I'm about done with this company because I wasn't about to change, but they never ended up putting the cameras in. They just said,
Oh man,
"Oh,
I just
we're gonna
remember
do
that.
in the future," and I was just like, guess I will be looking for a new job at some point.
Right. Nah, I remember that day you made me an accessory to whatever alleged criminal activity you were doing.
No,
I go to
hold
pick
on.
this fucker up. I'm gonna pick this fucker up, and he look like he went fucking Christmas shopping at his job and shit. I'm like, yo, man. Like,
hey, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. That must have been somebody else, bro. That was your other handsome roommate. That was the other handsome guy you lived with.
Man, all I know is I picked you up. My trunk was empty, and when I went home, my trunk was full. I'm like, okay, man, look, man. When the cops show up, bro, I had to do with this shit.
That was gratis, dude. That was that gratis fucking overstock gift that I used to keep getting from that place. You know, allegedly.
I mean,
they don't exist anymore, so there's no way that.
Right.
You know,
the company can't get you now. But it's just funny how you talk about they left you in the room with all them watches. It's like that company gave you the keys to the kingdom, basically.
I mean,
like,
it was a bank, bro. Like, it was a bank. Like, I was in a fucking bank. I just kept thinking to myself, like, this is insane. Like, if I was some insane dude that just was a criminal, I could have wreaked so much havoc because in that same room, I'm telling you, this was like a boardroom type thing, just a room with a big ass, long table for a bunch of people to have a meeting in. But in that were two like work desks that they let me use to like access internet when I needed it to like send emails to my temp agency and shit or whatever I was doing, watching fucking YouTube, whatever. But you could just log into their fucking system right off of that. Their little like employee system. Like, what the fuck are you like? What?
I mean, that's kind of how every company is, though, dude.
Industrial espionage guy that's like, for bank, like, here we go, guys, you're in.
Right, but that's how every job is, man. Like, fucking Jeff Bezos probably has some secretary right now that just knows his like social security number, all the codes to Amazon and shit. You know what I'm saying? She could just wreck his life if she wanted to. It's just like, I get paid, so that's
She has like one of 18 credit cards that he doesn't even need or know he has, and she just keeps. I mean, honestly, crazy thing to like bring up about that company we were talking about. I work for. There was a secretary that worked for them that after they like I left and many other people I knew left there, they found out this girl who had been working, this little unassuming white chick, she was just very meek and quiet, probably on purpose when you think about what she did, but she worked there for like 10 years, the whole time they were like coming up, and they found out she had been like embezzling money off of their credit cards and off of like whatever she was handling for them for years to the tail of like tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh my God, bro.
And they didn't even prosecute the bitch. I heard about it. I was like, damn, that chick's in jail. And they're like, nah, they just let her go. I was like,
that's crazy, bro. It's like, all right, she hit y'all for 20 G's, bro.
I mean,
like,
the company's dead. Like, they died because of financial difficulties. 20 G's.
She single-handedly bankrupt y'all, and you just fucking sit there like, it's all right. Shit, man. Let me find
that's
that
crazy.
man.
That's why you gotta like really vet your employees, I guess. Make sure they have your best interest in heart as much as possible.
You can't really. I don't feel like you can even really protect that because, like, I feel like the longer someone stays there, the more you're wanting to trust them. It's like being in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, at any point, your wife could just be like, "Man, fuck this motherfucker," stab you in your heart in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like you just be like all peacefully sleep, like, oh, she loves me, you know what I'm saying? Dreaming, and next thing you know, you just fucking stabbed up, bro. Like, that's kind of like that dude. You ever seen that shit on Netflix, that staircase shit? Where it's like that guy. It's like
with the owls, where everybody said, where like the conspiracy theory was that there were owls in the house that made the bitch fall down the stairs or whatever.
So yeah, whatever it was, but it's just like even that though. It's just like you start delving into it. It's like, oh, they were happily in love. It's like, I don't mean he ain't just snapped one day. He just tied her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, or vice versa. She might have tried to pop off and just missed and fell. Like, and then he was like, damn, I can't tell the truth about this shit. Ain't nobody gonna believe me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just be like, some birds shocked her, and you know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's any situation.
I mean, it's crazy to like that show was so crazy because I was like, damn, if you want to kill somebody and you just commit full fucking grip to it to the nth degree and you never give way and like admit any sort of weirdness at all, you just say you're not guilty and you didn't do it. There's like, even the most obvious murder, if the person just keeps, there's no evidence that you really did it, there's just hearsay and shit, and you're willing to just go through the social fucking pariahship that comes with being somebody who's thought to murdered somebody like OJ, and you're willing to go through that, and you're willing to go through whatever other shit you will just so you don't go to jail for murder, you can get away with that shit. That guy didn't even have a good story. He was like, yeah, I was just at the pool and I heard somebody falling on the steps and blah, blah, or whatever it was. And it's like, bro, you pushed this bitch down the steps. Like, I mean,
that's pretty much any crime, dog. Like you said, any crime. If you just be like, I ain't do that shit. I don't care what y'all say. Like they really can't prove you otherwise unless somebody seen you. And even then, you just be like, they lying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. They be like, in 7th grade, this motherfucker stole an egg sandwich, so he a liar. In 7th grade, he a liar now. Yeah. And then they just keep doing that shit to you until they just be like, man, you know what? You got it, dog. You ain't do it. Fuck it. Like we died of this shit. Just shut up.
We sick of this shit. We don't want to. We don't want to talk about it no more.
That's legit what happens, dude. I mean, like I've seen this thing. It's a thing on YouTube where it's this ex-cop, and he literally says like, don't ever talk to the police. He's like, the second that they tell you have the right to remain silent, shut the fuck up and don't say a word. He's like, because the second you start talking, they writing every note down to get you in court later. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, that ain't nothing but the goddamn truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's just like, you gotta just be cold-blooded as fuck, because I just remember like in college, I haven't really luckily had money run-ins with the cops as an adult, but I remember, young group of potheads in college, going out, smoking in the car, whatever, cop hits on the window, you get caught up, that adrenaline starts pumping, and for me, like, my mouth would just start moving. And it's just like, I remember one time we got pulled over, I don't know how the fuck we got away with it, but like the car just reeked of weed, and the guy in the car with, the only thing he could do, he had a hat on that he had luckily took off before the cop pulled us over, and the weed was on his lap, bro. He couldn't move because we got pulled over. There was no way to so he just like put the hat over it. Car reeked of dope, dude. Like, reeked. So the cop pulls me out, and at the time I was on probation for a weed charge at college, so I didn't want to get anything else happen. I'd probably go to jail for it. And the cop put me in the car, asked me a bunch of questions, and he's like, dude, I was nervous as fuck, just babbling. And he looks back, like, because I'm in the back of the fucking car, like, through the cage. And he's like, you seem real fucking nervous, boy, like, something like that. And I was like, I knew, like, if I didn't think of something right then, like, he was going to search the car. And then my boy's going to get busted, too. It's like, I got to think of something. So I just was like, the only thing I think of is like, man, I got to be honest. Cops just make me nervous, man. Like, I just said it. And luckily, for some reason, I think he just knew, like, he's like, this is just some fucking fat, little, white, chuddy kid that has some weed. Like, I'm going to let him go. So God bless whoever that was that night. But to be able to just say in the moment, nah, fuck you, lawyer. That's like the movie shit. I think I could do it now, but I don't think I'm going to have to be put in that position, honestly.
I was about to say, I just hope they never had to deal with them. But, like, honestly, that's kind of the best thing you can do for yourself. But this happened today, so I guess I'll bring it up. I don't want to dampen the mood, but, Breonna Taylor's cops got sentenced and all that, and they only did one, so everybody's all in an uproar about that.
Yeah, but they didn't even get the guy for murder. They got the guy in this chart. I forget what the thing was, but it was just some bullshit. Like getting out for tax evasion. This
is my thing, man. Everybody should have already known that was going to happen. Like, I don't even understand. Like, what you have to realize is that for whatever reason, there's some type of currency in getting people emotionally distraught. I don't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's some fucking voodoo mental magic going on, or just the media just needs attention to keep, getting clicks and likes or whatever. But the fact that they didn't just instantly do something with those police officers from the jump, you knew it was going to be some bullshit. And I mean, like, history has proven itself too. Like, they let George Zimmerman kill a kid and he ain't even a fucking cop, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, when shit like that goes on, it's like, how do you think they're going to police themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically like if you were watching football and the defense got to make the pass interference call. Like, they were the ones that got to throw the flag. No cornerback is going to be like, oh, yeah, I pushed him out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Like, nobody's going to ever throw the flag on himself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, off rip, like, the fact that everybody was even sitting there trying to say something about it, I'm like, what we need to do instead of saying that we need justice for her is we need to realize that y'all need to get new police force. You know what I'm saying? Like, if nothing else, like, or understand that that's just not going to go your way no matter what, and just try to figure out how to move around that shit. Because, like, I've never seen an instance in which a cop did something wrong and then they got the harshest punishment possible. Like,
Only,
Rodney King,
well, not
none
even
of them.
that. Yeah, I was about to say those
None
LA
of them,
PD
dude.
cops, but no, they didn't get shit.
They didn't get in trouble? Yeah, those guys went on and had careers, bro. Like, only guy that's even really gotten something recently was the dude with George Floyd, but even him, like, he didn't go to jail. If I'm not mistaken, right? Did he get a sentence and shit? Like, I thought he lost his job. I mean, like, I had to look that up. I think maybe he did get some type of shit, like, but he didn't actually, like, get, like, the harshest punishment. You know what I'm saying? They weren't even going after harsh punishment. They were going after third-degree murder and shit. So, like, off rip, it's just, like, mad shit that you got to look down the line and be like, history has already proven itself. So, like, don't be surprised, bro. And, I mean, you talk about that thing with you and the weed. I mean, the fact you were a white guy in the back of a cop car makes a whole difference to them versus it being, you know, a black guy with some weed saying cops make them nervous. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought about that unless somebody would bring it up. But, I mean, that would totally be a different scenario if there was a black, like my buddy Steve was in the car instead of me or some shit.
Bro, I fucking worked at the DC jail, dog. I bring this up all the time. I worked in the kitchen there, and there was no white people in all of the DC jail. So I'm of the fact to believe there's no white criminals in DC. That must be what it is, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Just go to a different jail. They're just a different tax bracket than the common.
Maybe. But you know what I'm saying? So, like, it just proves, like, there's a business in locking up black people, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's also a business in keeping cops from getting locked up from doing wrong things. Like, they have that blue brotherhood shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand it, because if you're in the trenches with somebody, you want them to have your back. But at the same time, like, if you're supposed to be a representative of the law, you killing somebody is worse than me as a black man killing another black man or anybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's either, it seems to be that. It's either you're a good person that would stand up to that, which you don't hear that happen. But I guess there's no way to publicize an event gets stopped before anything bad happens. You know, it's not like the cops are going to be like, hey, one of our officers stopped another racist officer from stomping a black dude today. Just wanted everyone to know that. Like, you're never going to know that. But in terms of, like, this Breonna Taylor thing, yeah, like you said, it's not surprising. And I think one of the sad things is that, I mean, you see time and time again is that this shit happens where the cops kill a black person or kill somebody innocent, whoever it is. And then the only answer that they have is to not punish the people responsible that work for them. They wait out the news cycle so people become, you know, this shit should be on everyone's tongue until this gets taken care of. Because this Breonna Taylor got shot to death in her bed, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
yeah.
So
they didn't knock on the door or nothing.
I don't know what happened that day, but there's no story you can tell me where there's a provocation for that. So, and every time this happens, the cops wait it out, wait for the story to kind of die down to the lowest it can. And then their excuse is, you know, the cops were doing this, the blah, 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 and they pay people money for somebody's life. So it's like, hey, sorry your daughter's dead. Here's $20 million. Or whatever it is. It might not be that. It might not be shit. They might have a lawyer that they don't have to pay it. But they do that, and then that's supposed to be everything's buttoned up on this, case closed, we've paid them back. We, you know, sorry this chick got shot. You know, she was sleeping in a really aggressive way, so we had to shoot her and not kill her. Sorry, it was a mistake. Here's some money. Hopefully that will help with your dead, with all the, with everything. Sorry about this. And that's it. So,
well, what's even more terrifying too is when that shit does go to court, it sets precedents because people have to understand, like, there's what's called upsetting the precedent in the legal statute. So, like, let's say, like, you want to build a house, but it's next to, like, an endangered species or some shit. So what you do is you go back and you see, has there ever been a time where a building was built next to endangered species? And like, oh, in 1942, they fucking built a hospital next to this bald eagle's nest. So because they did that, I can build my shit, next to this. So like, it's the same thing with that. Like, this cop got off for shooting them. So then in the future, any cop in that same scenario is like, oh, well, we didn't prosecute that cop because he was justified under this clause. So the precedent still applies for this one. You know what I'm saying? And like, what's going on is our court system is getting fucking muckier and muckier because you have to look at it and be like, well, damn, like, when are they in the wrong then? What's really the truth? What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong, you would think, but that's not really what's going on. They blur the lines to the point where, like I said, don't say shit to the motherfucking police, dude. Like, you literally can just sit there and keep your mouth shut, and then all they can do is go off of what the evidence says in front of you, and you're better off. Like, that's why, like, murderers don't testify against themselves on the stand, because you have to stand up against cross-examination, and it's like, they're going to do, like I said before, where it's like, well, you stole a cookie when you was 2 years old, so how we know you ain't killed somebody? And I remember that you cheated on that test. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they try to set precedents with your character, and it's like, if you just avoid all that, they can't do that. And, like, because nobody holds up to scrutiny, dude. And no law holds up to scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a gray area in everything. And that's what is scary about the courts, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they talk about how, like, testifying against someone, like, memory is all distorted and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, the Mandela effect happens to people. You know what I mean? So, like, you could literally go to jail because somebody thought that was you. I mean, I've seen the video where that happened to this black dude. Yeah, like, he had a hoodie on and some white woman was like, he raped me when I was 16. I remember his face. And then it's like, the guy that actually raped you was taller than this dude, got a beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything opposite of what this guy looks like. But that dude went to jail for like 8-9 years. And shit.
Well, and also there's cases of that same thing happening, but then it's like the cops let's say that she's like, it was a black guy, and they don't really know other than that what it was. So they have a guy that they want to get pinned on, and they'll do that shit where they're like, is it this guy? Like, it's almost like they're subliminally telling them what this, the shit that it just doesn't make any sense. And in regards to the Breonna Taylor thing, it's just heartbreaking, and
yeah, man,
it's just kind of crazy that it's just, we talked about it a bunch in the, we said we've been doing this for 6 months. In that time, a bunch of fuck shits happened that's been racially charged, racially motivated, and the same circumstances, the same outcome, the same resolution from the cops. Nothing done to their employee that did it. Give them some money, shut the fuck up. That's going to take care of it, and we're going to keep doing business as usual. So that sucks, dude. And it's like indicative of where we're at. And then this kind of leads me on to something else I wanted to bring up that's going to probably spark your conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
And I've talked about this, how I don't necessarily believe that if Trump loses, that he'll leave. And you might say to yourself, well, that's crazy. What would you, you're exaggerating. There's no way.
Right.
This is some bullshit. Well, today I was unfortunately looking at the news, and this is on CNN. I don't know exactly where he says this. Well, somebody asked him, President Donald Trump, President Dum Dum, about committing to, providing a peaceful transition of power after Election Day. And when he was asked that, he said, well, we're going to have to see what happens. So what does that mean?
We're going to have to see what happens. I mean,
will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens.
What the hell did you just say?
I don't really know how he has a choice in that. Like,
how
honestly,
can you even say that, though? Like, what?
Well, I mean, the thing about this guy is that he hasn't not said anything that has appalled anyone. Like, I saw the other day, somebody reposted the entire quote of the grab him by the pussy quote. And it's like terrifying to read like out loud. Like, almost like, I like gasped and like, it's like, my Lord, I had to grab my chest for a second. Like, damn, he really said that. Like, imagine if like you heard anybody say that, but like you're even yourself, and then somebody read it back to you. Like, I'd be like, damn, I said that. I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he hasn't even apologized for that shit. So that's why, like, to me, I'm not shocked by anything this motherfucker says at this point, bro. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, like, dude, he might fucking shoot up the inauguration, dude. Like, if Biden wins, he might just come up out the crowd with the strap, like, I told y'all I wasn't going nowhere, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? And just, like, be ready to fire on everyone. Like,
bro. I mean, the
like,
fact he's even saying that, he has all these psychotic ass people that are on his side. So what is he trying to do? You know, that's not something that a president should say anyway. And I know he's full of bullshit and he's probably, you know, just saying something to get a reaction. So people do what we're doing right now and just keep his fucking dumbass name in our mouths. But it is kind of scary to live in a world where all this crazy shit's happening. The shit we just talked about continues to happen. And we have this idiot who's getting out there. And even if he's not committed to this himself, there's a bunch of, I don't want to use that word. There's a bunch of stupid-ass people.
But it's like, niggas, wasn't you?
Yeah. That will take what he says as actual, just straight up an order.
Yeah. Well, you know what's terrifying, dude? About him saying that, what's really scary is, once again, I was talking about legal precedents. So if you do want to get me on conspiracy shit,
AintLifeFunnyPod presents Conspiracy Time.
Technically, FDR got to go through 3 terms because I guess they were trying to say it was extenuating circumstances. He's a wartime president. But also, I think that the law hadn't been written that you only had to have 2 terms. I think it was just tradition. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that after he left, that's when the law actually got written in. But because that's already happened, there is technically a precedent set for a president to then be able to have more than 2 terms. But on the flip side of that, like you were just saying, it's really scary because people do believe in all this shit that he's saying. But if you want to compare him to FDR was doing shit. Like, he was successfully winning a war and bringing the country back. Trump ain't done nothing, dog. Like, and anybody that's following this motherfucker, he's playing golf, dog. Like, that's my thing that's really killing me. Is just like, damn, bro. Like, I really didn't think you was gonna get this job and not do shit. Like, imagine if you got hired anywhere, bro. We just was talking about it, but like literally like Burger King, motherfucking Walmart, anywhere, and just was like sitting on the register and people coming through the line. He's like, nah, man, I ain't open. It's like, well, your lights on and shit. Like, what's up? Like, you on the clock? Yeah, I'm on the clock. I told you I ain't ringing shit up. Like, go on the next line, man. Like, I'm chill. Like, that's what he's basically been doing.
No, it's not like that. It's like if that guy worked at Walmart and they were like, hey, where's the guy who's supposed to ring us up? He's lighting a fire over in the corner and just like smoking a cigarette. He's just a fucking asshole, dude. And that's
that guy's over there sniffing the liquid.
I don't want to have a tinfoil hat on, bro. I don't want to be in this land.
Oh, man.
Every time you open a fucking news article or read or see anything, it's like a goddamn bad joke.
Hey, man. Here's my thing,
stereotypical shit, you know?
Trump is an enigma, dude. So, like, what you got to understand about the enigma is that all attention is good attention. Don't you remember that's what they used to call Rodman? He was the human enigma. Remember Dennis Rodman? And it was just like, it didn't matter what he did as long as he was in the public eye. He wear a dress. He get his nose pierced. He change his hair different colors. He banging Carmen Electra. Like, it didn't matter what was going on as long as he was in the public eye. So I think now that he's getting closer and closer to the election, he's just like, I got to turn it up just a little bit more.
Can I just stop like this serious conversation and just say, like, from my perspective, the idea of Dennis Rodman fucking you is got to be a terrifying situation.
But that bitch was in love, dude. I mean, like, first and foremost,
like a crazy thing. Like, this giant tatted up. Sometimes he has.
He probably had a huge slung,
sometimes he's wearing a wig and looks like RuPaul. It's like, you don't know what's gonna come into that doorway. He's just got a fat ass dick and whatever kind of crazy fucking outfit he has.
Hey, man, he probably banged Carmen Electra in the dress. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, she
might be on that.
Probably still. She's looking at a Dennis Rodman picture right now, just Dennis.
Bro, you didn't see that documentary that Michael Jordan made, but in that she's in it and she talks about it. And she looked like she talking
Fucking
about the
Dennis
house with.
Rodman?
No, she talks about the house she was with him and like how Mike came and like got him out of Vegas or whatever. But when she bring up Dennis Rodman's name, she looked like she got stars in her eyes still.
Probably,
like,
dude.
yeah,
That guy
Dennis,
probably threw
Dennis
the greatest dick of her. I mean, she's had some legendary dicks because I'm pretty sure Tommy Lee went through that too.
Bro, crazy people anyways are attracted to other crazy people and shit. Like you know how it is. Like you banged a crazy chick before and it was just like she was putting that fire on you, dog. Where it was just like, God damn, I shouldn't be messing with this chick. And she call you every night. Hey, what you doing? Like, fuck. Like I shouldn't go over there, but good Lord, I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what crazy women do. That's what crazy men do too. You know what I'm saying? Like they throw it hard because it's like
that siren call.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dog. Yeah, exactly.
Like, man, I gotta get up early. She's fucking said that weird thing in the car. Like, I don't like her anymore. And then she'll like send some message to you, like you up. And then there's just like a quick like titty shot, and you're like, yep. You're gonna throw all that.
and then like when you say you're gonna leave, like that's when they ramp it up even more. It's like, I can't do this no more, shorty. And then she just like drop down in the doorway, start sucking you off to the point where it's like your toe, your ass cheeks is in your butthole. It's like, oh Lord. Oh, like, exactly, you know what I'm saying?
It's sucking my will to live.
I'm telling you, bro. Like that's what crazy people do. So they were just a match made in heaven. Like people don't understand. Like honestly, they should probably still be together. Like I feel like Dennis Rodman and Carmen Electra probably single-handedly could have saved us
like
all
magnet,
from like
dude.
global warming.
It's like, dude, a lock and a key that just matched perfectly. Where it's like you two are both
Ghostbusters, bro.
Crazy.
It's Ghostbusters, Keymaster, and then like when they get together, just fucking the gates of hell open up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what was going on there, dog. And I think that's kind of like what's happening with Trump to a degree. Bro. I think he just crazy as fuck, dog. Like no, like him and his constituency, right? So like him and all his people that fuck with him is like just crazy as fuck. So like anytime when you think like, all right, they gonna pull out, like finally he gonna say something crazy enough, where people gonna be like, this shit's stupid, man. I ain't listen to this motherfucker no more. He said something even crazier, and then they be like, damn, he right, and then they just keep it going, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because like the way he got famous, dude, is through all that WikiLeaks hack shit where like people started being like, oh man, Hillary Clinton over here raping kids and shit, and like to a degree, I don't trust that bitch neither. So like I could believe some of that stuff, but I don't believe it enough to want to follow Trump though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I draw the line. So like the people that don't have that line, that's where they hop to. They were like, well, he's outside of the the regular constituency of whatever, the same old boys club of Washington. He on the outside looking in, he gonna change it. No, he's not. He gonna get his money and he gonna rob everybody and dip like all the rest of these motherfuckers been doing. And he's just riding this wave of conspiracy this and conspiracy that, and Biden is this, and where's the birth certificate for Obama, and all this crazy shit that everybody been believing since 2004, however long it was when Obama was running. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where all this shit is coming from now, dude. It's literally just like a crash of. It's like if all the flat earthers just got to go out of space on a spaceship and see the round Earth, and they just looking down like, I don't know. Show me the other side of that motherfucker real quick, though. It looked like a circle, but I'm just saying, I want to see the back. And then they get over there like, all right, hold up. Let me see the other side. It's like, that was the side we was just on, motherfucker. Like, the story don't change. Like, he's bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not flat, motherfucker. Like, that's what all this is. Like, just all the dumbness of the internet is just washed over the minds of society now. And they just are riding this wave of, like, Trump's gonna change his life. He's gonna play golf, dog. Like, he's doing what he's been doing. Like, this shit ain't changed, bro. Like, I could see if, like, he did go to, like, Washington and actually did do that shit and, like, turned the tables over and was, whooping ass and was like, hey, go to, put them in the courts and all this. Like, he ain't done none of that shit. He hasn't held one person to the fire. So what is the point of all this other than he robbing y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, somebody got to wake the fuck up, dog, but they just don't. They just, like I said, they just keep feeding off each other, bro. Fucking
I feel like the end of this term of his presidency, whenever the popular vote comes in and he's fighting to like stay as president, is just gonna be the last scene in Scarface when Tony Montana's on the balcony shooting at all those guys.
Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. Uno. Say hello to my little friend. Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay.
We'll have to see what happens.
Well, my thing is this though,
we've
bro.
made it this far with this guy where, to me, when he got elected, because I remember when he got elected and how I was like, damn, crazy this guy did it. He manipulated it. He figured it out. But this, this is going to teach everyone that this system we have to elect these people is broken. Because if this guy can fine-tunely manipulate this to the point where he got in, he beat a woman, whoever this, who had a lot of public backing. I mean, I know you and I don't trust Hillary Clinton, but at the time when she was going up against him, I felt like the general consensus was she's going to win on the coasts. But in the middle, where Trump has his tractor beam set on all these people in these little towns that don't have any perspective, they're locked in, dude. So we're going to be watching Scarface 2. Trump's got to be fucking sleeves off, fucking roided up, coked up out of his mind, just blasted people with fucking Mike Pence on the balcony until he just gets overtaken. Or he wins. Like, maybe nobody can get him out.
I think I think these people are dug in with him, bro. Like, I don't know if I feel like he's probably going to win again. But, like, the thing with me that's really fucked up about it, though, is, well, that's what I'm about to say. Like, this is the question I feel like you should ask with any politician. Is my life better or worse since this person has been making decisions for us? If anybody says their life has gotten better under Trump, especially in those middle, like you said, little small town, middle America type shit, they're getting shitted on right now, dog. Like, all the jobs are gone. There's no fucking health care. You're sick, and there's a fucking opioid crisis in all those towns too, where it's just like people breaking into each other's houses and fucking robbing each other over TV screens so they can buy pills and shit. Like, there's so many bad things going on that you would think these people would say, damn, I shouldn't vote for that guy again. You know what I'm saying?
They're the first to stand on some rock and spit at somebody for being a good person and, like, not,
I think a lot of it is
I'm not even going to say that because you know what? I bet there are some people that it's a financial thing and they just are Republicans. They're locked in. It's not really a Trump thing. And you know what? I'm not going to hate somebody because of their political beliefs. I'm trying not to do that because I understand that right now it seems like a no-brainer if you are like me and I don't have any political affiliation. I kind of think it's stupid, but I don't want to vote for that guy and I don't like him. And I don't usually want to judge somebody for just how they like veer in politics, but it's kind of hard not to now.
Well, you know what's crazy, dude? This is some shit. I don't want to be talking forever, but this is some deep shit that I realized the other day. And I think it all ties into this to a degree, which is that I feel like a lot of the reason why people ride with Republicanism is a lot to do with racism and a lot to do with like homosexuality and shit. Because like a lot of people are just anti-LGBT, especially like older people, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So like I think that like they see a vote for the Republican Party as being somewhat in favor of like God and Christianity and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like that's why I think a lot of people ride with that, like abortion, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally like are more locked in on those things than they are even their future. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like this is your financial future, your kids' future, the environmental future. Like you're riding with the party that ain't even trying to do nothing. And even like I'm with you. Like I don't think the Democrats are doing much more neither other than putting their buddies in power under the guise of doing the good thing and then taking money too. So like they're all robbers and crooks, you know what I'm saying? But like at least openly they're not saying that they're, you know, that they hate gays or that they hate, you know, people that won't need to get an abortion and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like Planned Parenthood and all that.
Trying to get into the country because they're
foreigners, exactly, like immigrants and shit. Like there's literally things that they say that are just outright racist. It's the same thing with Christianity though. Like you got to realize, dog. Like I put this on my Facebook. Like they baptized all the slaves before they brought them across the ocean, bro. Like because then they got put under the arm of the Catholic Church. So literally, like. The biggest dealer in slaves was the Catholic Church, bro. Like, people don't want to really talk about that shit. But also, just the idea of Christianity from the rip is racist as fuck because you go to someone else's country, see them praying to their God, and be like, oh, that's some bullshit. And everything y'all doing wrong, y'all some heathens, y'all go to hell. Because, like, you mean to tell me that, like, a monk that doesn't kill a cricket isn't worthy of going to heaven, but then my old sinning fucked up ass is gonna go to heaven because I got some water sprinkled on my head? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't sound fucked up to you, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, you talk to a regular Christian, they'll straight up tell you that, like, oh, well, they Buddhists, so they don't believe in God and blah, blah, blah. They hate. It's like, that's not even what Buddhism is. Like, Buddhism is not even really a religion. It's more of like a pathway of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, in which they follow principles, but they don't like pray to Buddha. You know what I'm saying? They look at themselves and try to better who they are as a person, which I feel like is a path that we should all be walking on. But a lot of people, once again, Christianity is a stupid ass religion because you can sin on Monday, Tuesday through Friday, and then go to church on Sunday and shit and be like, well, forgive me, Lord. And then he washed your sins away and then you can go do all that same shit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the ultimate form of capitalism, pretty much. He's like, Jesus sells you redemption every Sunday, bro. You just got to put a little bit of money in that plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of what I feel like is going.
The visual is that where
that's what it is.
People getting pushed onto a boat, like kidnapped, and some guys baptizing them in a language they don't understand.
Right.
You know, like they don't. That's just like a terrifying concept to me. I mean, it's terrifying anyway. Obviously, just reality. But
I feel like it's the same shit going on with our political parties right now, though, dude. Like I said, like I think people are literally like attaching their political views with their religious views and shit. So it's literally like you're baptized into the Republican Party. So once you're in it, you can't leave. Like a lot of people don't even understand the idea of being a moderate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's either this or it's that. I'm against abortion, so I'm with them. And it's like, yeah, but are you also with hatred of gays and, you know what I'm saying? Like all this other like fundings of militaries that are going across the world and killing people, like kids and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if anything, we should be defunding our fucking military. Cause ain't nobody really trying to rise up on us right now. Who's trying to hold a gun to our head and fucking blast on America? We ain't never had a war on our soil. You know what I'm saying? But then like, you go to any other country that we've been to and laid a war to, and that shit is fucked up still to this day. Korea, Japan still got fucking radiation. You know what I'm saying? Like Europe still fucked up. Like, bro, look at how long it took them to tear down the wall in Germany, dog. That shit was fucking 50 years later after the war for them to actually even fix a country that they were supposedly saving. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like American ain't no fucking heroes out here, bro. It's just that we the ones telling the story, so it sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. The victor goes to spoils. But at the end of the day, you got to sit back and really realize, like, what's right, what's wrong. Same thing with the court system we was just talking about. It's like, is it okay for cops to come into your house and shoot you while you're asleep? Probably not, right? Is it okay for us to go in another country, fuck all they shit up, blow the arms off their children and shit, and then not expect them to come back and want to suicide bomb us and shit? Because, like, we had a war on terrorism for 9/11 because 3,000 people died, and then we went over there and killed millions of people, dog. How does that balance out?
And fucked up the infrastructure in all those countries, so there's more war between the people in the country trying to get power, and they hired their own people. The people who got the war going for America were responsible and owned the companies that were hired to rebuild those countries that we fucked up, but they never did.
And they built the bombs too. And they built
and the bombs. It was like Tony Stark gave you Iron Man and the ability to fix all the shit he blew up right in one.
It's amazing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, I mean, that is the plot of one of the Avengers movies where he builds the ship in the sky that can shoot anybody from anywhere to protect the world. And Captain America was against it because he was like, this is impinging on people's freedoms. You know what I'm saying? Tony Stark was like,
well, like a drug dealer that owns a rehab facility.
Exactly, bro. You know? Getting it coming in and going. I mean, that's what church is, dog. Like I said, you fucking sell redemption every fucking Sunday, but then at the same time, you allow the people to go out there and sin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you said that shit about the Catholic Church. How is anybody still going to Catholic Church?
Oh my God! Bro.
You know what I mean? Like, I get like having a history and tradition in your family, but Catholicism and regular Christianity you can go to a Presbyterian.
Two totally different things.
I mean, they're not really different. You go to a Catholic church and they have different like saints and shit, but the shit that there is like the overall, the Bible and shit.
Oh yeah.
It's the same shit.
Well, you know what's even scarier, dude? You know what's even crazier about that? Most Catholic people in the world, like the Europeans and shit, yeah, but a lot of them are Spanish people, dog.
Yeah.
It's even weirder because like they literally came and invaded your country, indoctrinated the entire country of Mexico to be Catholics and shit. It's like they beat that shit into your people, dog. They literally cut people's throats to make y'all be that shit. And you following this? You know what I'm saying? And they raping your kid? Like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, that's like one of the things that they're just so like old that they outlasted all the hatred that they got for like putting it in there in the first place. Because they're like the oldest organization. They have to be. I mean, they outlast everything else.
I mean,
You know, unless the
pretty
Illuminati or some shit are like out there and you know,
they're in it. They're part of the Catholic Church, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like the story of King James, though. People don't even know that shit. Like the story of King James. King James left the Catholic Church because he wanted to divorce his wife. And then, because then they wouldn't let him get one, and then he killed that bitch, dog. And then he went and got another wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then everybody like Christians will be like, "Oh nah, I only listen to the King James version of the Bible and shit." It's like you realize there was other versions of the Bible before that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like saying you celebrate Columbus Day and shit. Like, come on, man. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
But to end the whole shit with Trump, like I said, I'm thinking the end of his term is going to be like the end of Scarface. Maybe, hopefully it won't, but that's pretty creepy. And the only way that we can beat this is to get out and vote this, hopefully vote this guy out legitimately where there's no question. And Aaron, I've shared a link with you.
Yeah, I did see that. I just wanted to say this real quick though. Just because like I want to clear the air, put a little peace in my life. I would so totally not beat up Ice Cube if I was afforded the ability to fight Trump single-handedly.
Oh, please, dude.
Like I would put my bout to Ice Cube to the side. You know what I'm saying? I would squash the beef so that I could get even one round with Trump. Like if the Secret Service just be like, "Yo, throw hands, dog," and they just let me get it one time, just one time, bro.
I'm gonna need you to start hitting raw meat in a garage someplace right now.
Oh man, I would be so happy, dude.
Get whatever supplementation you can in these dire times, and just
every bit of anger,
like Rocky now. Eat raw eggs, do all that. Okay, exactly.
You remember the episode of Always Sunny where Charlie get the roids and shit, $1 million band.
You can just take punishment, even if that's your thing. Like just outlast them. But here's what you're doing, bro. You got until November, whenever the election is, and that they take him out in January, right? So get ultimate shape. And if he doesn't get out of office, if he refuses to leave, we just show up, do like remember when Rocky IV, when Apollo Creed came back and it was like this big spectacle where he came out like American
Hell yeah.
That's
I'm gonna lay his ass.
I want you, Trump, to stay outside the White House until he comes out, because he won't be able to stop listening to you. Eventually, he's gonna come out, and you just this guy, all you gotta do is hit him up on Twitter. A bloody, stinking pulp on the ground, and that's how.
Oh man!
And I would love that.
Man, bro, that would be the greatest gift God could ever give to me in my life. I don't think you even understand.
Everyone would
be so happy.
Eventually, like you would be thanked. We'd keep you safe, and there would be so much liberal pussy just thrown at you for doing that.
Oh man!
My milk of magnesia. Oh. After the devil made you, he broke the mold.
Oh man! Imagine being famous for that, dude. We're just like, did you that dude that beat Trump's ass? Like,
remember that guy? And when George W. Bush was in office, that tried to hit him with a shoe.
The shoe, yeah.
Like you could be that guy, but at a whole nother level, where not only do you save the country, but you beat this guy's ass. Like so, like even like you'll be doing it, right?
I beat him so.
Doing it. All of a sudden, he is showing a live stream of this all across the world. So while you're beating his ass, this roaring chant that's growing from everyone watching across the world. Aaron,
bro,
and you're
I put him over my knee.
I'm
not even joking. I'd spank his ass, bro. Like I'd beat him like a little kid, like straight up, like just like get over, bend over, motherfucker, and just take my belt off and just embarrass them, you know. Oh man, that would make me so happy, bro.
I honestly, I just kind of got choked up thinking about it. So maybe
you feel me? It'd be like the greatest day of our lives.
I'm right there, bro. I'll be your Paulie, and you're just.
I feel like you
get Apollo Creed up, and you.
I might need your help.
And just go. I want you, Trump, living in America.
I might need your help because I feel like the Secret Service gonna be like, man, we can't just let you beat this motherfucker. I'd be like, hey, man, this is my boy right here. He had cancer, man. This is the only dream.
Guys, come on. I had cancer. Let this happen. I don't have it anymore, but come on. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm using it. This is my last time I'll play the card. This is it.
Oh, man.
Last one. That's hilarious, dude. Well, you know, maybe that's not possible, but it would be awesome. But again,
it'd make my day. That's all I'm saying.
I
see this.
Dude. I love it.
I see this Atlanta stripper thing you sent me.
I was about to say. So, Aaron, our silent producer, my wife, has alerted me to one of the greatest ad campaigns to get people to vote. Puff Daddy had Vote or Die. You know, there's been many attempts to get people out there to vote. You know, for me, never really effective. I love Puff Daddy, but I just hate politics. But Atlanta strippers have actually figured out a little their own advertisement, and they released a get out there and vote ad. Get your booty to the polls. And I gotta say, this is the greatest ad I've ever seen in my life. So.
See, man, I'm gonna bring up another conspiracy theory to you real quick.
Aaron, this is how do you have anything bad to say, dude?
This is I just saw what a lot of the women look like, dude, and like this is one of my things. Bro, like I don't like a woman that got a lot of stuff done up to her, bro. Like I'm all about get your booty to the polls. Everybody go vote, do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
But
by all means,
in terms of a way to deliver the message, bro. I mean, I get maybe the quality of the woman might not be 100%. We might not be dealing with those, you know, Magic City.
I feel like one of those chicks might be a dude, bro.
Well, there's a large one that I have to do, but you know what? This is a new age, dude. We got to be accepting. If that,
man,
you know, if they want to get out there, strip and shake that gigantic, very firm ass of theirs, then go for it. And I think
motor oil booty.
No matter what, these daytime strippers, the ones that work in the daytime, I think that's who they pulled from, and they made this beautiful ad. So we're gonna play the ad. We don't have, guys, this is a ghetto setup, so we can't do a reaction video where we both watch it at the same time, but, you know, we're going to play it now.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good.
So, you really not gonna vote? You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
A district attorney decides who to prosecute,
including whether or not to go after dirty cops.
Do you know who elects the DA? We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail?
Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened?
It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, yeah, vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
Get your booty to the poll, get your booty to the poll, get your booty to the poll.
It's indescribably beautiful.
Well, I'm definitely calling that at least one of these chicks is a man. Was a man at some point. That's all I'm saying.
The ultimate shade of it all.
It's the one that sticks. It's the one that sticks her tongue out.
The one that has a white top with a long.
That used to be a dude, bro.
Broad shoulders, dude. She's got broad.
Yeah, that used to be a dude, bro. I ain't falling for that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
That's a huge bitch.
I don't like being tricked and deceived, bro. I didn't already.
There's one in a red top that she just seems like maybe she took too many pills that day.
Well, I mean, that's what's scary about strippers to me, though, dude. Because like I've seen like via dating apps, you would not believe how many men I've linked up with, like not linked up, but like matched on there that look like women that were men. Like, and then
dude,
like
I gotta say,
it's terrifying.
I don't want to out anybody, but I'm not gonna say what sex, but the person you're talking about, I feel like the only man who could withstand a lap dance from her is somebody that's probably upwards of like 7 foot tall, 500 pounds, like a Shaq type. She looks like she could whoop your ass. You want to fight?
Well,
maybe you should like not, because I don't even think you could go toe to toe with fucking Clubber Lang, the stripper over here. Man.
Legitimately, you might be right, because when I did go to the Atlanta strip club, the one time that I went, I did get a lap dance from a rather large, not fat, but just like Amazonian stripper. Like, I mean, I wasn't like outmatched, but she definitely weighed as much, if not more, than me. So like the lap dance to a degree, the lap dance kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying? And the couch I was in wasn't really a very firm couch, so like I was sinking way down into the chair.
I mean,
I was just
damn. If you just think like a business owner, this is just me spitballing right now. I don't want anybody to get too comfortable in the lap dance area. Enjoy your dances, but then that's how you upsell the VIP champagne room to get that $200 out of the guy.
There was no champagne room, Matt. What happened was, as soon as we went back there,
were the best.
Check this out. When we went back into the VIP, right? It was $100 getting the VIP. She says to me, "I suck your dick. You can do anything you want." You know what I'm saying? Me not being in the strip club, I didn't realize that this literally meant that you could fuck this chick. Apparently, because almost within minutes.
Okay, let's just go back. You allegedly went to a whorehouse, Aaron. I'm just gonna.
This place was called.
Do not. Let's not say it out loud. Let's not say it out loud.
But it's a very famous strip club, very popular. Mad people go there. But like I said, within minutes of this woman saying this, and probably like halfway through the first song, another guy, I think he was a Spanish guy. Because I thought that when we got the VIP, that meant that it was just us, like me and my crew, right?
Yeah.
Apparently not. This other guy just busts back into the back. The strippers say, hey, he wants to get his dick sucked. Shorty right here says she'll suck your dick for $100.
He says alerted you like, yo.
They said this. No, they said this to each other. Like they were talking to each other. I guess they were just deciding who was gonna suck it. And so then she's like, oh, okay, I got it. And old boy goes in the back, pulls his pants down,
like she was taking out, like she was attending to like somebody at the car. I got it. No worries.
Like. Yeah, exactly. It's like
out, y'all. Hold on.
Right. It's like if you're at Walmart and like the lady's like, "Oh, just let me put these bags right here real quick," and what you need? Like that's basically what happened. So
I don't like how easy it is to get a blowjob in this club though, because if it's that easy just to get in and get out, because usually like I haven't been since I was 18.
I was very appalled.
I haven't been since I was 18, appalled. But I don't remember anybody indicating any sort of sexual act that could just be like right away. Like once you're there for a while and you spend some money, but like, did they just say, hey, VIP, get your dicks
let me tell you what capped it all off when I realized where I really was at, right?
The guy shot and it almost hit you in the face while
No, I mean like they were off in a little corner, you know what I'm saying? But like I was still a little bit appalled by the fact that like this guy was totally comfortable, like got his dick hard instantly, like did he like around a bunch of people he didn't know.
Over her sucking his dick?
Some things you can't unsee, bro.
Like if he wanted to, me and him could have made eye contact from across the room. Like so I seen the chick's neck moving, you know what I'm saying? Like I seen her head bobbing, dog. Like, yeah, so already like I'm uncomfortable, but I'm getting the lap dance, so like I just focused on that, you know what I'm saying? Right. But get this. So as we're finishing, you know, like we're leaving or whatever, and like we've spent all the money that we basically had, one of the strippers says to me, so y'all spent $100 to come to VIP just to get regular lap dances. That's it? Like she said it like we was fucking up, like
Man,
we were supposed to all
like,
be.
I'm sorry. Like,
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like I was a bit offended. Like, was I supposed to sexually assault you? Like, no. Like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck to do. I've never been to a strip club, ma'am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know you're like Dennis the Menace. Like, golly gee, I didn't know.
like legit. Like legit, dog. Like she literally said that. Like I felt bad because like the first stripper that gave me a lap dance was actually really nice and like seemed like a good person. You know what I'm saying? The second one that gave me one kind of forced her way and just started dancing on me. And I was like, I don't want a lap dance, but she gave me one anyways. And then I had to pay for it. And I was kind of feeling cheated. Which is also the one that said all y'all wanted was a dance. Like that's it. I'm like, bitch. Like was we supposed to be in here trying to fuck you? Like first and foremost, my other dude here is with his wife. Then like these are all my
dude,
this is Atlanta, dog.
Strip club crew did you have that you
man.
Oh, I will say, like sometimes if you bring a chick to a strip club, it's like a it's like a little you kind of get a little extra attention, you know?
We had multiple chicks with us, you know what I'm saying? Like but like the thing about it was I mean the chicks were getting lap dances too, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing, like we were just like having fun. Like I wasn't paying for nothing. It was my birthday. So like, I was having fun, but at the same time, like I told them that I'd never been to a strip club, and the guy who was married was like, "You ain't never been to a strip club? Oh, we take you to a strip club for your birthday. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah." And his wife was like, "All right, cool." And I think it was just him more excited to want to go because I guess he used to really be about
like,
that life.
He coming too. He like what?
Yeah, but
okay, whatever. It's your birthday, motherfucker.
But on the flip side, right? Like I've been to a bachelor party, like for my uncle, and like the strippers there were like to fuck them was $500. So I'm just like,
so here,
what the fuck were these strippers in Atlanta doing? Let's
go back just a little bit because our silent producers alerted me to something I want to bring up because I'm concerned. You're saying that you went to a high-class establishment in Atlanta, a strip club that
I went to a popular establishment.
Let me finish.
A popular, not high class. A popular.
No, obviously
There's
not
two
classy, but some place that a lot of people go to. Okay, so you said that.
Yes.
And it was only $100 to get into this VIP to possibly get a dick sucked. What was the quality of a woman that you were dealing with? Because here's what I'm picturing before you say. I'm picturing the woman who you've berated and said is a man on this Shake Your Booty ad that we were talking about. That's what I'm picturing.
It was equivalent to somewhat better, I would say. Because like it was a couple of minutes that was really pretty.
Or like a C-section scar where you were getting like B grade? Because like you said, so you've seen it where it's like 500. 500 sounds good. To me, that's like, okay, that's a high class place. 100.
Here's what's even more
that's
fucked
like a
up, right?
Bar that you went and like some chick that he's like, I gotta make enough money to pay for this.
Oh man. Well, here's what's even more fucked up. The chick that was asking for 500 was bust down as fuck. Like I would have rather paid these women in Atlanta 500 to do that.
Maybe there's just so many high class strippers in Atlanta.
I think that's what it was. I was about to say, I think it's just the fact that the market value there is slightly skewed because there is so many strippers and so many options that it's like,
so why do you live where you live and not live in Atlanta, bro? Like, why are you just?
Well, I'm not into the buying of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into the buying and selling of human flesh. First off, that's not really my, cup of tea. Now, granted, if you are a woman and you are willing to sell yourself, and I have money in my pocket.
These women are getting people out the vote, Aaron. These people are on the front lines.
I mean,
trying to get man. Office with those gigantic.
Hey, man.
I mean, the one chick was throwing out.
By all means.
And I got a salute to the chick that says, "Vote on her ass." That chick she's out there. She's a soldier, dude. She's doing more than we are.
I just
like I can't write vote on my dick and like start shaking it around. And get
you could.
Dude. I'm gonna get arrested, but these chicks are not.
Matt, I feel like if you write vote on your dick and you slung it around, you just need to go to like some nursing homes. You'll get them women all riled up, bro. Next thing you know, bro.
Hey, dude. I would fucking a little light in some poor old lady's life, but I don't know if just doing a fucking windmill with my dick and doing some puppetry of the penis is the way to do it.
Honestly, that's the best get rich idea I've ever heard. To me, is if you just go to a nursing home and just like wife up some old chick and get on her life insurance policy, dude.
That's not a business, dude.
Hey man, All I'm saying is, you can fuck around and hit it big for throwing dick for only like 6 months.
Fuck your granny
Think about this.
Incorporated is not a business.
Eugene is sitting over there.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Her, dude, she's like 100 years old.
68 tops.
Well, that's still extremely old. All right, well, I'm not kissing that.
No, you don't have to kiss her. We can make that one of your rules.
This time, nothing with the ass, because that got really weird last time, all right?
What are you talking about?
You didn't set up that ass play on the last one?
No, I never set up any ass play.
All right. Well, I want to set up a doctor's appointment anyway, just to be safe.
And then think about this. What if you throw the dick so hard that you wind up killing the bitch? So
Well,
then you ain't even...
You're going to jail for fucking
man.
a woman to death. You're going to have to, first of all, get her to sign papers indicating that most likely you're going to find me dead with this guy's dick stuck inside me because we died fucking.
Oh, God.
Do not arrest
I'm
him.
sorry.
I'm afraid. So, I mean, I'll go with you in this idea in as much as I want in on whatever money you get, but I can't be involved publicly.
Man. All I'm saying is, man,
dude.
I bet you it's a whole bunch of old ladies out there that will be down to take the ride. Is all I'm saying.
I'm married, dude. Kendra gives me the okay to fuck some old chick and get some money. I mean,
look, man. Do y'all want to retire?
Okay, she just waved me off. So apparently,
exactly.
Fucking Beverly Hills grandma is about to get some peanuts.
Bro, she wants to retire too, bro. Do you see what I'm saying, man? Like y'all can hit it big, $300,000.
Like I could do like the Dennis Reynolds like handsome companion thing, like. You know, give me another couple of months. Let me just really trim down, suck down some weight, get a little.
That's a lot of work, man.
In the body, and then I'll just, I'll sit there and I'll just kind of shake. I'll say this: these strippers on this video have ass. For a guy, it's out there. People saw me jog in Van Nuys. People see me work out in gyms. I got a big fat man ass. I got a fat booty for a dude. So I can get out
make
there
it clap
and be what these women are in an Atlanta strip club to old women in a nursing home. So I feel maybe I just figured it out, dude. It's
Matt,
gotta
all
be
I'm
more
saying
fun
is
than working in an office, as long as like you don't fucking give somebody a heart attack. Which I mean, I got that ass, bro. These chicks might have.
Matt, just think about this, bro. The way that Uber came to success was because they found the glitch in the market where nobody was feeding them. They was like, cabs suck, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just think about it. Like, being in a geriatric home sucks. It's boring all day. And plus, all them old men popping pills.
Outbreaks of, like, STDs in nursing homes, so.
Exactly. All them old men taking Viagra, you'd be like, hey, shorty, I got that all natural, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm in shape, you know what I'm saying? When the last time you felt some muscles on your old ass? And then next thing you know, they fall in love with you, bro. You be squeezing them old ladies all up, giving them hugs. The kids, they be buying you cookies and shit, cooking you dinner.
Man.
You know what I'm saying, bro? It ain't no L's there except for the fact that it's an old woman. You ain't really taking no loss.
It'll be like in shape. It's not gonna be like.
Exactly. What if you find you with Angela Bassett and she just fall in love with you, and next thing you know,
Kendra gave me the okay, so I guess it's cool.
Man,
She's giving me the okay still. If it's Angela Bassett, holler, bitch. I guess.
Hey, man. Hey, all I'm saying is this, man. It's worse business models out there.
I mean, well, apparently I'm gonna be a manhole to the elderly.
Like that, huh? Get what you want.
Just keep dancing, whore.
And Aaron, I say what you will. We've kind of not addressed this video as much, but these women, I'm saluting these women. There's not a lot of people willing to put themselves out there and get people out to vote. These people, even the gigantic stripper who could probably whoop your ass, they have my respect, and I love this way to get people to vote. Because otherwise, getting fucking Mr. Rogers to tell you to vote, it ain't working no more. You got to throw ass at these kids, or like have street fight videos where the guy whoops some dude's ass in the street and then comes up and instead of saying world star, he's like, vote or die, motherfucker. Like something like that. Just keep, we got to figure out what these trends are. But
dude, imagine that being the new wave of voting, though. Is just like you get to the polls and it's just like a bunch of strippers there, and it's like, you thought this was just the voting polls? No, we got the poll up in here. And then they just get to strip in, and then you gotta like throw some dollars when you leave.
You'd have motherfuckers dying to vote. There'd be fucking 18-year-old kids like, I'm old enough, please let me get in, like little nerds and shit. You know, I feel like we figured it out, dude. We need to go to Washington and get this like movement going, dude.
I'm all about, you know, everybody going in and using their freedom to vote, but at the same time, I just feel like we need a better spokesman than that. I feel like, you know, Smokey the Bear need to make a comeback or something, bro. What happened to the wholesome America that we grew up in, Matt? You know what I'm saying? Like now it's strippers shaking ass for votes, bro. Come on, man.
Sorry,
we better than that, bro.
I thought Aaron.
I'm not on board. I'm hella anti-stripper, just so everybody knows out there, because of my bad experience.
I've been taken advantage of as a fat young man by strippers who made me think that they like me to get $20 out of me for a lap dance. And, you know, quite frankly, that left a sour taste in my mouth. But even with that being said, salute to these women. These are some of the good ones. And so we, you know, hopefully that works. Hopefully we don't have to keep talking about Trump after November. We can just talk about how he's a dumbass, and thank God it's over. We'll move on.
Yeah, I was about to say, what other topics do we have before this
I just want to get in real quick.
Oh, okay.
Doing this weekly pick'em stuff. So both of us did great in our picks last week. We both we're 2-0 last week. The Cowboys narrowly won this game. I still haven't watched all the highlights, but somehow Jerry got somebody to do something. He actually has a connection to God, and you guys won. So salute to Dak. Salute to everybody for somehow pulling that off. That's crazy. And the Steelers won.
Steelers won. Like I told you they would. Like, dude, me personally, after seeing last week, I have no hope for this season. Like, the only good thing about this season is that the rest of the NFC East sucks so much ass that we just might stumble into success and actually get into the playoffs. But Mike McCarthy apparently is the dumbest yes man to ever walk the face of this earth. Because, like, first off, if he wanted to draft CeeDee Lamb, he's a fucking idiot. Because, like, you didn't need wide receiver help, okay? So, like, he obviously was listening to Jerry Jones on that. He let Jerry pick that pick. Cool, whatever. That's a waste of a first-round draft pick. We already wasted another one on Amari Cooper. Now, we have him letting the special teams coach go for it on 4th down twice with the special teams unit. One time, 4th and 5 in our own territory with a running play. Like
this to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good!
Man! Fuck, man! Man, that shit pissed me off, man.
Bruh, what the fuck? You know you're going to lose your job doing dumb shit like this, dog. You don't even do that shit in Madden. Like, come on, bro. Like, in your own territory, you go for it with the special units team from 4th and 5. Like, you just might as well let the offense out there if you're going to do it. Like, I am bewildered right now, dude. Like, the fact that we won that game, and I told you we were going to win by 1 point, which is also a miracle.
That's crazy. I mean, dude, the fact that you can pick these –
I've covered the spread twice.
I don't know if there's a way to capitalize on that necessarily, because it's usually, like, just the, you know, whatever I'm fucking high. I can't remember. What's it called?
Like the over-under?
Yeah, the spread. Yeah. So, I mean, technically, you should be able to pick that. We ought to get on DraftKings or something and just use you as a test to see if we can win that shit.
I think you got to go on Brovada. So, like, that's a gambling site, and you can pick the spreads and stuff. But I really don't fully understand how all that shit works. So, like, that's why I don't really mess with it too much.
The team that's -7 has to win by more than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
if you pick the score, you just pick the score. And if your score is anyway indicative of the spread either way, that's how you would pick for the spread. I mean, you can pick wins and losses and shit, but I don't know, dude. I can't get into gambling, bro. I don't want to.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna want to fight somebody if I lose my money, and it's just like that's not how
that's
not how
you
gambling
enjoy
works.
athletics without being like into athletics. That's why
Exactly.
I used to love doing it so much because even if like a year where the Steelers sucked, or if I don't, I like basketball, but I don't have a team anymore. I just don't. I stopped paying attention. I really don't give a fuck. So. Sports like that, or like if it's an off year for your football team, it is fun to gamble because then it gives stakes to everything. And I mean, you can gamble for anything. You can gamble if they're going to win the fucking coin toss.
Right. I just can't get into it because I don't have enough money to lose. And like I said, I'm going to wind up being at Vegas, like knocking on Caesar's Palace door like, hey, man, I need that check back, bro.
Yeah.
I can't take no loss.
On that shit, motherfucker.
Right. And they're going to be like, that ain't how it works. Sir.
Yeah.
They're going to beat your
Get
ass.
Out of
so,
here.
like...
Get out of here.
Exactly.
But I got to say, you don't have any hope for the Cowboys. Steelers, here's what I feel like. We're good. And I like to see that we have a great defense. Last week, the secondary, for some reason, was giving up a lot of yards to the backup quarterback for Denver, but, we still won the game. And my thought is, at this point in the season, seeing what we've done, that we're good, but we're at a tier with maybe, I guess, the Patriots and like the Raiders and stuff, where we're good, but I don't think we could beat the Chiefs or the Ravens. I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
We might be able to beat the Ravens a little bit, but let's get into the actual pick 'em. So this week we are sorry. The Steelers are playing Houston.
Oh.
And I'm worried about this game. I think we could win because their offensive line is trash, Houston's offensive line. The defense has given up a lot of run yards, even though they got J.J. Watt. And their secondary is a little bit suspect. So on paper, I would say we should win this game. But Houston has got to be desperate for a win. They've lost first two games of the season. They don't want to go 0-3. I don't know if this is at Houston or not. I'll look that up. But I am worried that we're going to lose this game. And
here's the thing about Houston, dude, is that they made a conscious decision, and I don't know why this happened, but they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, and you can see that their offense is suffering for that because he is a special receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like he could do things that the average receiver couldn't do, and I think he was helping Deshaun Watson along the way by being able to do that. You always had somebody that they had to roll coverage to, or like keep an eye on, or at least have a safety watching. You couldn't just let him go free because he would burn you up. But now without that, they're trying to wide receiver by committee. And I feel like their O-line isn't good enough to like keep him safe enough for other people to get open. Cause like, I don't know, man. Like I was watching that game last week, and granted they had a tough schedule, bro. Houston has one of the hardest schedules I've ever seen because they played the Chiefs, then they played the Ravens right after that. Like some fucking hard teams to play back to back. You know what I'm saying? And they're about to play y'all, which once again ain't about to be no gimme game. So like they have a really tough schedule anyways. So I think maybe they're not as bad as they seemed in those losses because they were still, competitive. They just were playing really great teams. And I think, like I said, the fact that he has to get used to these new receivers is just like a big learning curve for him. So like, I'm going to go ahead and say that he actually is going to beat y'all because I think he's going to have to put the team on his back this week and like maybe rush for like 85 yards and throw for another 250. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to have to do some amazing shit. And like that kid has done amazing shit in his history. So like, I don't want to count him out.
Too. That's what you need is a guy that can do that shit because he can definitely make a difference. Keep him in the game long enough for them to beat us like with a field goal in the last second.
Right.
So what's your idea for the score? Who do you think is going to win? And
I would say Houston is going to wind up having to put like like 30 up on y'all. And I think y'all might wind up with like 28, 27, something like that.
All right, I'm going to say 30. You said 30, 28. So Houston wins. I'm going to say, man, that's pretty good. I'm going to say 21-17 Houston.
Damn, you putting your team down for the L, bro?
I just feel if we're being. Do I want my team to lose? No, fuck no. I want them to smash them, and I think they can. But I think that going up against a team like this that does have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, even if they've been fucking up a little bit, my team likes to play down to the competition. Houston's going to be desperate for a win. It is in Pittsburgh. I don't know how much.
See, I didn't know it was in Pittsburgh.
I don't really know how much that matters that much now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just say 21-20. Houston's going to win on like the last second thing.
Okay.
I don't want it to happen, but I just got this really shitty sneaking suspicion that Steelers are just going to pull like one of those typical Steelers things where everything's going good. They should be, annihilating this team, but they don't. I mean, they should have annihilated Denver, and they let Denver stick in a while by the defense getting sloppy in the second half. So if they don't do those things, maybe they'll win. But right now, I just got a shitty feeling.
See, the thing about
Houston's gonna win.
The thing about y'all is if they have the right philosophy going into this game, which should be run the ball down Houston's fucking throat. Keep the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hands. Run that mug until you can't run it no more. It should be an easy game for y'all. I just don't know if y'all are going to go out there and do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm with you. I kind of feel like sometimes the Steelers get caught up in, like, who they're playing rather than how they should be playing, and it kind of fucks them. Because, like, I watched that game Sunday, and the same thing I was thinking, too, is, like, y'all should have blown Denver out by, like, 4 touchdowns the way that game started up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
everything was going y'all way.
Dude. Everybody was just getting to the quarterback. We knocked the guy out. I mean, we knocked the guy out. We hit him so many times. So they should have beat the shit out of him. And they have that habit where, now there's no – used to be the excuse that we don't have secondary. They suck. So that's a weak spot. But now we don't got that – there's no excuses, We got Minka Fitzpatrick. We got Joe Hayden. And we have all the linebackers and defensive linemen that you could ever want in a defense. But somehow they still let these shitty quarterbacks throw on them and, stay in the game. So we'll see, man. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I hope they win.
And now for the easy pick 'em coming up next.
I was going to say, bro, this one's not looking good. It's Dallas versus Seattle. Is it in Dallas?
Here's the thing.
I don't know if it matters.
It's in Seattle. But here's the thing. Cowboys actually usually play Seahawks kind of good. But after seeing what the fuck Mike McCarthy was smoking last week, dude, we about to lose. I'm going to say this score with total confidence. 35-20 fucking 4, bro. It ain't going to be close. It ain't going to be no type of game worth watching. We about to get that ass whooped, dog. I don't see how in any fucking way we about to come out here unless they just have a total change in philosophy and like Mike McCarthy wakes up the fuck out of whatever bullshit he was doing last week. We about to get shitted on, dog. Like straight up.
I mean, it's crazy you said that because I wrote my score idea down before we started this, and you said exactly what I was thinking. 35-24 Seattle. So
I mean, it's not going to be close, dog. You know what's crazy about Russell Wilson, dude, is it looks like he can kind of flip a switch in his head when, like, other teams get close to about to, like, come back, and he's just like, oh, okay, this the drive right here where I'm going to just put it all together. And he does that shit, bro. Like, literally, like, I feel like you hit a point in your career, and, like, I was noticing this even, like, playing sports myself, even though I'm not really good, but, like, you stop worrying about can you do something because you've done it before. So now you're just like, oh, I know how to do this. And then, like, because you have that confidence, it makes you better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like LeBron does that shit sometimes where it's just like, oh, I've been here before. Like, I know what to do. Like, playing golf. Like, I've hit this shot before. You know what I'm saying? And, like, because you've done it enough times, like, the repetition of it makes you stronger. I feel like that's what Russell Wilson has hit that stride now where it's just like he's fine-tuning his game to the point where it's just like, oh, all I can do now is go up. Like, there is no more decline in my shit. Like, my experience has made me age, and, like, I'm just, like, a beast. Because, like, dude, he's the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't care what nobody says.
Without a doubt. This year, I would have said Drew Brees was up there, but Drew Brees looked like his arm's done. So Russell Wilson looks to be at the – first of all, he's the best he's ever been, which is crazy because he's actually getting like – he's had a lot of
He's been to Super Bowls already.
Tread on those tires, but he's still doing real well. But, yeah, I mean, he just looks so sharp. And as always, you know, everybody wants to talk shit about Pete Carroll back in the day, but that dude, it proved me wrong because I was like, he's never going to make it in the pros. Like all those coaches back in the day, like Saban tried. All those people went in the NFL and just left immediately. And I mean, damn, dude. They look like
I honestly don't like Pete Carroll, but I love Russell Wilson. I can't hate that dude. He's
No,
from
I
Virginia
mean,
too.
to me, he's like,
You know
it's like watching Tom Brady, but almost more, there's more there. But you just have to acknowledge what you're seeing is just, you know, top level shit. He's just a great player. There's nothing else to say. So there we go,
like
dude.
I said, we don't stand a chance. Cowboys about to get that ass whooped, dog. Only hope we got is if Zeke get like 150 yards and just like goes buck wild. It's not about to happen though. So
good luck.
Yeah, it's a wrap, dude.
Yeah,
it's a total wrap.
Well, there you go. I mean, I think we covered it. We can get into football more, you know, as the season goes, but we got those week 3 picks. So just to go over them one more time, for the Dallas versus Seattle game, I've picked Seattle and Aaron's picked Seattle with the same exact score, 35-24. And then for Pittsburgh, Houston, I hate to do – I'm so sorry, Pittsburgh. I'm so sorry. I know you guys. I love you, and I hate you, and I think Pittsburgh's going to lose to Houston 21-20. Aaron thinks Houston's going to win too at 30-28. So if you want to bet, I would use Aaron's picks because clearly there's some sort of fucking –
well, we've both been right, though. Like, right now –
we've been good. I've been good with the shit, but you've been, like, locked in even on the scores. So,
yeah, I mean, I just know how the Cowboys like to fucking win and lose games, dog. But I honestly – I turned away from the Atlanta game, bro. I was on the phone with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, what the fuck? They done won. I've never seen a team do what Atlanta did, bro. Like, just to bring that up real quick because it was just an amazing-ass thing to talk about. Like, do they not know the rules for the onside kick, bro?
I mean, I don't. That coach, he's gone. It's over. That guy's given up so many games.
He didn't lose his job this week.
Get the fuck get out of there, bro.
I fired the whole coaching staff, dog. Like, after 2 games, I'd have been like, yo, we can't be doing this bullshit.
I mean, if they and that's what's crazy, though. It's like that team can just put up all the stats you want. You got Julio Jones, you got Matt Ryan, and they can throw to each other and all that shit. And I forget their name of their running back, but offensively,
they got Ty Gurley.
Yeah, they'll throw up as much as all the numbers you want, and they'll end up losing. It just doesn't matter. It's like,
well, you know why they lost?
They will just tail off at the end. Like, right at last minute, if they can lose the game, they're going to lose it.
Well, the same reason why they lost that game is why they lost the Super Bowl. They didn't fucking run the ball.
No.
When you're up by 3 scores, 2 scores, you ball control. You manage the clock. Every drive needs to be 5, 6 to 7 minutes off the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't doing that shit. Like,
I mean, I think what you're seeing, the running backs now, they're just like the commodity itself. It's just dying as far as the utility of using it.
I don't think so.
Like we are used to. Like it used to be like, especially for the Steelers and for you guys, you get a lead and you run it down their throat until the game's over.
Right.
That's all you got to do. That's a winning. It's been done over and over again. You have
tried and true, bro.
Nothing else. Win a Super Bowl with that and defense. That's
the
all
Ravens.
Exactly.
That's what they did.
When they won it, when we beat Seattle back with Ben Roethlisberger the first time. All we had was defense and a little bit of offense, and we just ran it down their throat with the bus, did a couple of things, and luckily we won the Super Bowl. And you can do that. But now it's becoming where it's almost like the running backs can't withstand the workload. So whenever they get injured, like Saquon Barkley, I mean, there was a shit ton of injuries this past week. So you're seeing that paying a running back who's even a top-tier guy, for me, like a Le'Veon Bell back in the day, Zeke, Saquon Barkley, it's good if they can maintain that workload, but it seems like offenses don't want to commit to that running the ball philosophy at all. And when they do, they put it in the hands of like one guy, and that guy gets injured like Saquon Barkley did last week. and then it's out the window because you got some other running back that can't do some superhuman shit to change the game. Le'Veon Bell,
you know what my thing is, dude?
They just squandered that guy. Pittsburgh used him, figured it out. He went to the Jets, and they don't know how to use him. So he just goes into a scheme that can't use him right.
Right.
He gets injured because they can't use him right. They just run him down the throat of somebody instead of doing what he does best. And then his career's fucked because you fucked his legs up. He can't do shit. And he doesn't get that money anymore. So it's kind of weird to watch.
Here's the thing about Bill Belichick that I actually got to respect, because I really don't like Bill Belichick as a person or anything, or I don't like the Patriots at all, really. But if you ever watch their games, dude, they have a game plan, and their mindset is we're going to make the other team – we're going to dictate to the other team. Whatever we're doing, they have to respond to that. We're not going to respond to what they're doing. They're not going to make us get out of our game plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of teams don't have that mentality of, like, what we do best, we're going to do to you until you stop it. And then when you start stopping it, we have this to fall back on. Like, I feel like a lot of teams just get out there and they be like, it'd be cool if we did a play like this time. Oh, we tried this. Let's try this time. And, like, they just, like, it's like when you're playing Madden and they're just kind of, like, randomly picking shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know, if you really play Madden, dude, like, it's plays that work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know for a fact, like, if I keep doing this to this guy, it's kind of cheesy, but it's going to keep working because it's just a good play in this game. That's how football is. Like, if you have that, like, if you got fucking O.J. Simpson or, that's a terrible person to name, but if you got Randy Moss, the strength of your team is to air the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a good running back, the strength of your team is to run the ball with that guy, get him on the edge, get him in space. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of teams just be like, well, we got this cool little play, we got this cool little play, and we've been wanting to run this all week, and they just be wanting to do shit versus being like, this is what we do best. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do shit, but you do it the best. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of teams don't have that mentality, bro. Like,
or they have a player that they feel the need, like the Browns, where they have OBJ.
The Browns, I was about to say that.
We got to throw to him because he wants the ball, and we spent all this money, but it's like, it ain't working.
Right, and you have Chubb
open all the time.
You have Nick Chubb. You have a beast at running back, and you have another guy that's a beast at wide receiver. Like if
and a beast tight end that's huge. That if you throw to him 10 times, I mean, that Njoku used to have bad hands, but I saw a game earlier this season where it looked like he kind of rectified that. But
yeah, man, I just feel like that's the thing, though, bro. But yeah, I mean, we talked about football, we talked about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got all year.
Well,
we got all year to complain.
We can just prove how we should be NFL coaches throughout this season, and maybe one of these GMs will just start listening to Ain't Life Funny, bro, and just hire.
I'm gonna tell you, I would hate to be a coach in the league. Now, I would love to do something else where I'm not a coach. Like, maybe I'm just like the PR dude, or you know what I'm saying, dude. Like, you know what I mean. Like, I'd love to be in a job where I don't have the position of having to win to keep my job. Because that just seems like it's like being a golfer, dude. Could you imagine being on a PGA Tour and you had to go out there with your golf game and win to get a check?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
Happy Gilmore style where you're like, I got to get this money. I need this
You know
money.
what I'm saying? Dude, like, I would be out there, like, I already know I'd be on a tee box sweating bullets like, oh, fuck, I just need to score a fucking 72 today.
Especially if you know
great.
You have to place high. Like, if it's just like, go and – you'll get some money no matter what. If you're cool with that, cool. But if you got to get like top 10, at my golf game, I'm going to maybe do well 2 holes, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. And then fucking out of bounds, stroke limit.
I could just see me, like, because, they have, like, the scores out there of other people. And, like, I'd be on, like, hole 12, and then you see, like, Tiger Woods is, like, -10 after, like, the first 7 holes. I'm just like, God damn. And they'd be like, yo, what you comfortable? I'm like, oh, shit, my bad. And then they get to the next hole, you see the score go up even more. Like, shit. Like, bruh.
I mean, my shit would literally be like that. Like, that's all it would be for me the whole game. And PGA cameras would be like, oh, God, we're going to have to cut away. Matt Geddick's having another panic attack.
Right. I feel like we've never seen someone break all the clubs in their bag.
I mean,
like, I don't need
he's
these shits. No,
fined
goddamn
for
way.
language because of John Daly 3 times in his career. You got fined 25,000 times in one game, one round of golf, sir. Jesus
It's
Christ.
like you've lost every sponsor that would even consider taking you at this point. Like, you need to just probably call it
Adam
quits.
and Eve. Adam and Eve, the sex toy company, is funding the PGA Tour.
They just got y'all there swinging a dildo.
And a new thing happening this year, Rory McIlroy is going to be using a giant double-ended dildo to drive.
Sponsored, great, brought to you by Adam and Eve. And just remember, it's not only for her pleasure, it's for yours as well.
Discreet packaging.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
All right, dude. Well, let's call it. You heard our picks, y'all. Hit us up, and thanks for listening. This has been episode 24 of Ain't Life Funny. Take it easy, Aaron.
All right, man. Peace.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepolls.com.